Welcome back to the Renegade Report. I'm Francis Mayer, Sports Information Director of Bakersfield College, the greatest athletic department in the known universe, and also home to the world's greatest community college donor. May he rest in peace, Dr. Norman Levin, dermatologist, and also a man who bequeathed $15 million to the BC Foundation, something that you oversee. And Tom, you and I were just talking about something off the air, about the size of the endowment at BC compared to other schools like Harvard, that regularly graduates future CEOs and CFOs of Fortune 500 companies. What does make it so special, this amount of, you were saying?
I mean, obviously, the larger the endowment that an organization has, and particularly with colleges, the endowment provides a steady stream of income that smooths out the bumps, if you will, in college funding.
Okay.
So, for example, if in Bakersfield's college situation, we have a sizable endowment. If the state cuts back on funding in a particular year, then the earnings from our endowment and the fees that we charge on investing that money, that's used to smooth out the bumps.
And if you're just tuning in, when he says the earnings on the endowment, that $30 million isn't just sitting in a vault over at Kern Schools. It's actually invested by an investment manager. Most large sums of money.
Absolutely. I mean, we're in a fund like like all the other college endowments.
Sure, like your 401k, like every multimillionaire.
Well, and but these are organizations that specialize in that. They have experts in all sorts of different things, and then they'll also look to invest based on the size of your endowment. So the type of investments that an organization like Bakersfield College at $30 million would be different than, say, Harvard. If they've got $20 billion, they could invest in things, maybe take a little more risks in certain areas, because we invest our endowment with the idea that it's going to be here forever. So we don't, while we try to get a good return, we don't go into really risky investments, because that's not what our donors want. They want it to be here forever.
And I want to stress that point. I attended Bakersfield College almost 15 years ago, over 15 years ago now. Wow, time flies. Anyway, I'm able to bring my kids now, they're 10 and 8 respectively, to BC, and I'm able to show them where my mom dropped me off the first day of school behind the Language Arts Building. That campus has been there since the 50s, and this isn't like some other schools and universities that operate out of commercial buildings. That's going to be up there for a long time.
Exactly.
And it is a permanent edifice, and that is the aim that you have with those funds. Right. Also, is to keep them around for a long time. One thing that is going to happen soon, I'm going to go ahead and let you say it. Okay. How did this come to you, first of all?
Well, what Francis is talking about is the intercollegiate weight room. And this is a project that was spearheaded by Coach Chudy for football. Although the weight room will benefit all of our student athletes and our students, because it's open to everybody. The weight room that we've had a little antiquated, and and if you want to compete with other organizations, even what Coach Chudy was saying and made it a really pertinent point is that there's high schools in the area that have nicer, more decked out weight rooms than BC. Not for long. So it's a $200,000 project. The Bakersfield College Foundation wanted to show its support for the college and for athletics. So our board agreed to donate $50,000 up front to get it started, with a challenge of, here's 50, and if you raise another 100, we'll give you another 50.
Whoa! So you're matching up to $200,000 or up to $100,000.
Right.
Wow.
And $200,000 should be enough to the area where we're going to put it needs new floor and paint and all that sort of thing, but it'll also create 10 weight stations that will have the BC logo, and I mean they're beautiful, Francis. It's one of these things where you'd say, "Ooh, this is," and our new weight room will be as nice as Alabama or Michigan or SC or whatever, but it's appropriate to the size of our organization. We're hoping to have it finished by this summer.
I did not know it was coming along that quick.
No, it's
the 2015 Renegade football team is going to be pumping iron.
That's our expectation.
Oh, it's just amazing.
That, Sonia Christian, our president, said, "Hey, this is a top priority for her and her administration," and so we've been working with Jeff and
or Coach Chudy, as he's known to 99% of the population of BC.
All right. So
no, you're allowed to call him Jeff.
Well, but we're all working together to raise the money for this project, and
we got some community friends who are working with you too.
We do. David and Catherine Gay and their extended family have already. They've contributed enough to have a weight station, if you will, named for them. The Bakersfield Sports Foundation, that was the group that put on the Amgen bicycle race.
Oh yeah,
they had money left over.
I think Carrie from Action Sports is involved with them.
Yes,
of course,
Carrie was.
Yes.
Anyhow, they donated $10,000 to Bakersfield College, and we've directed it to the weight room since it benefits really everybody.
So if my math is right, we're getting close to at least the first 50, right?
Well, the first 50 the foundation has committed to.
Well, but
so there's 50, and then we're working on that other 100. So the Sports Foundation, David and Catherine Gay, the Helmet Club. Stepped up and has committed for $10,000. So
wonderful.
We've got and I think there's some more in the works. But until we kind of have that signature on the dotted line or the check in hand, we don't want to.
A lot of people, and you've traveled, you've been around the United States and beyond, and you've seen a lot of people. You've worked in some major metropolitan areas in the line of work that you're in now. I'm sure that you heard some stories before you came here. And you know what? I don't care what people say about my little community because we are awesome here. People can say we're provincial. People can accuse us of whatever, being the armpit of California. But by gum, we have the biggest relay for life in the United States. Mm. And what has your experience been with the generosity of people in this community?
Well, and you make a really good point, Francis, because I didn't grow up in Bakersfield. I've lived up in Kernville for the last 8 years. My wife and I went up there to do whitewater kayaking, but with the drought, there's not a lot of water. But what I've found as I've gotten to know Bakersfield better and better is there's incredible loyalty to the community. Mm-hmm. People who grow up here, even if they leave, they want to come back. They're extremely generous. And the cool thing, particularly for me as a fundraiser about Bakersfield College, is almost everybody here, everybody in Bakersfield has ties to BC one way or another.
Oh, yeah.
Their parents went there, they went there, their kids went there, their next door neighbor, whatever. But it's amazing, and I'm amazed every day how many people have ties to BC.
I am truly amazed as well because I had a higher visibility job several years ago hosting a morning show that was popular with 18 to 34-year-olds on Crab Radio 106.1, and people knew me from that. But I'll tell you what, when I wear a BC Athletics shirt in public, I get stopped 10 times as often as I did when I was doing this radio show. And I thought I got stopped a lot then. I thought people mentioned that to me a lot then. Not even close. And just like you said, everybody has a connection. I took a pottery class up there. Oh, my nephew's on the football team. Do you know his name? My nephew wants to play football up there. I had to take, my wife got ill when she was pregnant, and I took her to the hospital. And the nurse, I had come from work. She's fine. The baby's healthy. Everything's okay. So it's a good story. The nurse stopped me and said, yeah, my son wants to play baseball up there. My wife's in the bed, and it's just amazing to me. You're right.
Well,
Everybody
and
does.
BC has wonderful programs. Our nursing program is second to none, and you talk to local doctors, and they love having BC graduates as their nurses. Same thing for automotive tech or the woodworking. Steve Hegman can place people in cabinet shops all the time.
Our welders.
Yeah, welders. Another one like I took a welding class from Mike Coman, and what a great guy. But
absolutely, and now you can actually take a welding class from a retired NFL star, Jeremy Stott, second-round pick in '96 or '97 for the Steelers. He's one of our welding instructors. He's a guy who, he finished his NFL career. I'm sure you know the story, but he didn't have very many career skills beyond pursuing the quarterback and closing running lanes. Well, not too much demand for that outside of the NFL. So he comes back to BC and says, "Hey, I'm going to learn how to weld," and then now he's an instructor there. So it's just
that's cool.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
your story and his are really really similar actually in that regard. So awesome. Well, Tom, if I want to donate, you said that's tax deductible.
Yep.
And
there's you can go to Bakersfield College's website.
Okay.
And then click on the foundation link, and there's a donate now button for that. You can always
stop by campus.
Stop by campus. You can always, call campus information for the foundation and
395-4011.
No, 395-4800.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's the number to call, 395-4800. His name is Tom Gelder. He's the executive director of the Bakersfield College Foundation, and they're the folks who keep us looking world-class on the Hill. Tune in next week to the Renegade Report. For the whole team, I'm Francis Mayer. See ya.